everybody. Welcome to Vibe Starlight. Welcome to this very special episode. Today we have with us the person who has broken the stereotypes, mindsets and boundaries, Prince Manvendra Singh Gohil. Hello, sir. Thank you so much for joining Vibe Starlight and for your support.
Hello.
A little about Vibe.
Thank you so much for.
Oh, thank you, sir. A little about Vibe. Vibe is an art curation platform for all of the artists. We also have an e-commerce where these artworks can be sold.
That's wonderful. I appreciate artists and I appreciate the fact that you're trying to encourage these artists by helping them to sell their artwork, and that gives them a lot of encouragement.
Thank you so much, sir. So to get us started, what has your experience been throughout your journey of yours, discovery and profound awareness of oneself and orientation?
See, I think my journey has always been very challenging because coming from a royal background and then living the life of a closeted person and discovering that one's sexuality and the hypocrisy which is prevailing in our society about being homosexual had led me to take this step of openly coming out, and I happen to be the first member of royal family to come out openly as gay and in the world, and that happened in 2006. Now, just because I spoke the truth, it wasn't taken well, and it led to a lot of sacrifices of my effigies getting burned, getting disowned, disinherited. I got death threats coming to me. But still, I stood by all these challenges because I knew that I had one very strong tool with me, and that's honesty and truth. And of course, greatly inspired by our leader, national leader Mahatma Gandhi, who fought for the India's independence on the basis of truth and honesty. So it was this truth which kept me alive and which kept me fighting for my rights, fighting for justice. And finally, we saw the historic day when on 6th of September 2018, our Supreme Court ruled that homosexuality is no longer criminal. So it was proved that it is honesty which wins and it's hypocrisy which loses.
Absolutely. So what has been the advancement that you have seen in the LGBTQ plus community?
See, LGBT community, I am finding this lot of confidence level has increased now because now we have a strong legal foundation, yes, which says that we are not seen as criminals any longer. Even though socially we need to do a lot of changes to change the mindset of the society, but this law is not reversible. On the contrary, even the Parliament of India cannot challenge this law because this law was violating the constitutional rights guaranteed to us, to each and every Indian citizen. So even I would say the parents of those who have accepted their children as gay, lesbian, trans, queer, whatever, they also feel that it was necessary that this law was amended. Like when I witness people in like pride marches and all, now people no longer like to hide their identity. They feel proud about themselves. So that's a very, very good sign that we are having.
Absolutely. So the abolishment of Section 377 was a needed and a welcome move for the country. What are your views on the future of the growth of the community in India?
I have a very positive viewpoint because I see youngsters, like for example, the youth of India, the students are taking a lot of interest in our issues, and they are they are the future of our country. If we are able to sensitize the youth, and the youth population is the largest in the world. I mean, the Indian youth population is the largest in the world, and if this youth is made aware about what is the facts and what are the misconceptions which people have about homosexuality, they would be much better citizens, much better aware citizens, much better parents than today's parents are when it comes to accepting one's child's sexuality. So I see a very bright future. Yeah.
Absolutely. So you have been on Oprah multiple times, and And
Yes.
as per from sources, you have also been in contact with Kendall Jenner for when she had come for her Vogue India photo shoot. And you have also been
Yeah.
on keeping up with the Kardashians. What have those experiences
Yes.
been like?
See, I think coming on these kind of shows will definitely make a difference, because when world renowned celebrities like Oprah Winfrey or Kendall or Kim Kardashian, they
Yes.
make positive remarks about homosexuality. And then there are so many of us who are treating them as their role models and as our icons. So when they say something, we listen to them,
Yes.
we accept that, and we get influenced by it. So it has definitely made a lot of change in changing the mindset of a lot of homophobic people.
Absolutely. So you have donated a 15-acre palace, and you're in process of converting it into a clinical center and shelter for the homeless LGBTQ plus community. This is in connection with the Lakshya Trust. For our viewers who are not aware of
Yeah.
this initiative, the trust is developed to help the LGBTQ plus community and raise awareness for about and of HIV and AIDS and its prevention. So, what is the Lakshya Trust, and are these experiences that were behind yourself the same experiences that helped you encourage to build this trust?
Yeah, let me just make a small correction in what you said. I am opening up my palace grounds for this
Yes.
community campus. In fact, I'm sitting on in the campus at the moment giving you the interview. There was a palace built on this royal establishment which was damaged in the floods, but I'm using the grounds to make this campus basically, and of course, it's a Lakshya Trust initiative. Lakshya Trust was basically started for giving a platform to the LGBT community to come together and to discuss their common issues and to see how we can resolve them. So this campus is going to help give social empowerment and financial empowerment to the community, so that they could come out from this phase and be confident enough to face the homophobic society.
Absolutely. So, as an artist or a perception of art, what do you think holds the most value to produce the best art in someone's capabilities?
See, I always have a feeling that any kind of art you possess is a God's gift. You know, you're not just born with something which you're born with a talent. You know, and it's up to that individual how he or she or they want to exploit that talent. See, if you have a talent or you have an art and you don't utilize it, then it's gone. You know, it's waste. It's a total waste. You will die, and that talent will go with you. But if you use that natural talent and develop it with proper training, getting a good teacher to guide you to utilize that talent in a creative manner, then I think any kind of art will be useful, just not for you but even for other people as well. You know, you can show your creativity, your talent to other people, and in some cases you could also use that skill or that talent you have to gain a livelihood for yourself.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So, we know that you yourself are an artist of sorts, and you have
Yes.
immense talent in representing that art. So, would we be able to partake that today?
Yes, I have been, again, as I told you, I was born with God's gift of art in the form of music. And my parents realized that at an early age that I am inclined towards music, and especially Indian classical music, because my mother has also been a musician, so maybe I got it from her genes. So from a very early childhood, they put me into a music school where I got the fortune of getting taught and trained by some very leading musicians. I mean, I did my graduation in music at the age of 13,
Wow.
under the tutelage of late Pandit Nikhil Ghosh, a very renowned musician. And then later on, I learned tabla, and then very recently, I was very fortunate to have been trained by late Pandit Purushottam Valavalkar, whose photograph you can see behind. He was one of the most renowned harmonium players of India, who has accompanied harmonium, with Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, Shubha Gortu, Kishori Amonkar, Shubha Mudgal, and many stalwarts.
Yes.
So I learned, I got this fortune of learning from him under the traditional Guru Shishya Parampara style, which was taught something like 100 years ago. So for 14 years, I got this rigorous training under him, and he always used to tell me that you need to spread the awareness about music or any kind of art. It's very important that we spread the awareness, and the person who is able to do it is the person who doesn't have to depend on that art for one's livelihood. That kind of a person will be able to spread the awareness in the best possible manner, and that's why he chose me to give his fortune of the knowledge to me. And I'm very happy that I have got that knowledge with me, that fortune with me, which I'm trying to spread, and I'm trying to create awareness so that I can encourage more and more, like you are doing for art, for art students. It's important that students get encouraged, and people get inspired, so that we can continue that art, whether it is a form of paintings, or it's form of performing arts,
Yes.
or it's dance, or it's music. That it's an art. So any kind of art, it needs to be disseminated.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we would love to hear you play music. We would love
Yeah,
to
surely.
beautiful.
I will play for you something, a short thing,
Sure.
which I learned from my Guruji.
Oh, absolutely beautiful, sir. I really love it. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much. It's all credit goes to him. Whatever I'm playing is all his training, and see, it is very important to get a good teacher, and it becomes a responsibility of the student to do the riyaz, that is the practice,
Yes.
for any kind of art. So yeah, so that's what I don't get much time, but I do try to do as much as practice as I can, and I'm trying to perform on stage as well. I've got the opportunity to perform in America. India, of course, I have performed in several platforms, but I have performed in Seattle, in Hamptons near New York, and also Hollywood invited me to perform. So it was a good opportunity for me to perform in front of people who don't have any clue about Indian classical music, or not even have heard about what is a harmonium. So it's a challenge, and I like taking challenges. So I'm happy that I got these opportunities, and I'm looking forward to more such opportunities that I could perform and educate people on Indian classical music.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. So, as an encompassing subject, what is your favorite avenue as an artist or an art connoisseur? Music, painting, dancing, etc. What is your favorite form of art?
See, for me, being an artist, I don't discriminate against any art form. All art forms are equal for me. But definitely, I would like to promote something, and that is called originality. My Guruji always used to say that original, there is no comparison to origin. You can have hundreds of Xerox copies, or you can have hundred of carbon copies of anything, but
Yeah.
try to be your original, and do not copy anyone. Like you have your style. Like my style of playing the harmonium is a typical style. Those who paint have a typical style of painting, but try to create your original, and don't copy somebody's form or something. So that is something which I always tell my artist friends, that try to be creative, try to imagine, and create your own melody, create your own art form, create your own dance form.
Yeah.
Of course, based on your teacher's training, but be original.
Absolutely, absolutely, sir. So, what is the one thing that you would like to say to our viewers and artists who would be watching this very episode and would be inspired by it?
See, my only suggest, my words to the viewers who are watching is that try and appreciate any kind of art. I know it's not easy for us to digest certain, like there is Western music, so they would not appreciate Indian art, or in Indian traditional form will not appreciate Western. But look at art in the form of a talent for which that person has gone through a lot of struggle. See, I know I have kind of gone through so much of hardship and struggles and pains and aches to get something on the result. Because it's not easy to learn an art, or to kind of be an artist. You have to
Yeah.
go through a lot of hardships. So I would tell people to get into the shoes of that artist, understand the struggles that artist has gone through. Then we will be able to appreciate that kind of art form, whether it is music, it's dance, it's painting, anything. Unless and until we experience what are the sacrifices one needs to make, we will not understand. So that is my appeal to the viewers, that next time when you see some art form, then you have to get inside and get in the shoes of that artist and experience the struggles they have gone through.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much, sir, for those inspiring words. You really inspired us, and it was really, really nice to talk with you. And one thing I would like to ask you, what do you think about the white platform?
Sorry, what do you think about the
White platform.
Oh, the platform which you're providing. I think, see, this platform is very essential, because anyone today needs a platform. Whether like, as I was telling you, Lakshya Trust was a platform for the LGBT issues. So you're providing a platform for the art, for promoting art and culture, and to see that the art forms, they continue. The legacy is continued, and more artists are created, and it's a very important thing. I kind of would like to congratulate you on this, and I wish you all the best. And if there's any help you think, I would be always, as an artist, because I am an artist, so I can experience another person's, as an artist. So if you need my help at any point of time, I'm always there to support
Thank
and
you.
help you
Thank
for
you
that.
so much, sir. Thank you very much,
Yeah.
sir. And thank you so much for coming on to White Starlight and supporting the White platform and the artist. It was really nice to talk to you, and thank you so much for inspiring us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, wish
Thank
you
you,
all the
sir.
best. God bless you.
Thank you.